When people get the healed version of you, they're like, oh, she's such a bitch. She's so fucking difficult. No, sir. Actually, it's called boundaries and standards, and I'm just not really going to put up with people's disrespectful shit anymore. So that's not really my problem. You can't handle it. It's your problem.
The more that you heal, the meaner you get. And this usually shows up in two specific ways. First, you stop over-explaining yourself. You stop softening your boundaries so other people feel comfortable. You don't say yes out of guilt anymore. You say yes because you actually want to. And you're not trying to be liked, chosen, or approved of. You're choosing yourself instead. And to the people who benefited from your previous lack of boundaries, that feels like you've changed. Second, you become ruthless with your energy. Not cold, not avoidant, just clear. You stop forcing connections that cost you your peace. You don't need closure conversations or dramatic exits. You just quietly disengage, because healing teaches you that peace is more important than proximity. So yeah, you might be a little bit meaner. You might seem bitchier, but really you're just no longer available for chaos, manipulation, or self-abandonment. And that's not mean, that's growth.
You ever notice how the moment you start healing, suddenly everybody got a problem with your attitude?
When you heal, you can't tolerate unhealed people. And this isn't saying, that you think that you're better than they are, or you're judging them in any way. It's quite the opposite. You understand where they are on their journey and you respect it. But you can see everything. You have so much awareness now, and you can just, why they're acting the way they're acting, why they're saying the things that they're saying. You can see right through them and their traumas. You can just everything. And they can't see it. And that's frustrating. And you can't make them see it because they have to do the work themselves in order to be able to see that.
The more you heal, the less you tolerate. If you've always been the strong one your entire life, then I need you to hear this. Healing changes what you allow, but it's not always pretty at all. Because the thing is this, when you are healing and working on growth and being a better version of yourself, you stop shrinking. You stop just allowing things to happen to you. You don't chase what drains you. You stop overgiving. You don't engage in conversations that are going nowhere. You stop explaining your worth. You leave rooms that don't allow you to speak your voice and share who you are and who don't care for you. You leave those spaces. You stop carrying what does not belong to you. You cherish yourself more. You take care of your wellness. You prioritize and choose yourself. You rest and not feel guilty. You say no and you mean no, and because you've taken time to really focus on your answers and what it is that you say, you mean what you say. And you don't go back on that, especially knowing that what you could be going back on, your word, it could end up harming you or hurting you in some way. So you keep your word to yourself. You let peace be the standard, not the reward. That is the gift of healing. The more you heal, the less you tolerate. Ultimately, calm, peace, a regulated nervous system, alignment, and just moving from flow isn't earned, it's chosen. Make a comment if any of this resonated. Follow for more, and to go deeper, check out my offerings where I do one-on-one sessions. Peace and love until next time.
Like, you were so sweet before, so understanding, so patient. Yeah, because I was tired, confused, and over-explaining myself like I was in court every day of my life. Now I say no, and it's a full sentence, and suddenly I'm the villain?
You know when you're close to being healed, like when you stop having time. Like I don't have time. I don't have time for games. I don't have time for inconsistency. I don't have time for sometiminess. I don't have time for friends that's only friends when it's beneficial for them. I don't have time for family that's only family when they need something from. Like, I don't have time for anything that's not in line with where it is that I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to build. That's how you know when you're on the way to being healed for real, for real. 'Cause a lot of people say, oh, I'm putting in the work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But how you know that you really getting there? When you stop having time. You don't have time for nonsense. I don't have time for nothing that don't go along with where it is that I'm trying to go. I don't care who it's from.
It's like the more you become healed, the less you can tolerate toxicity. You just can't stay in that environment any longer. It's like eating healthy. And like, for instance, I've been juicing and I've been eating really healthy. And then I tried to eat some pizza one day. And oh my God, my stomach was killing me. I had like gas pains and indigestion because my body's not used to eating like that anymore, right? So when you get healed, you can't tolerate toxic energy. You can't stay in that environment. You can't tolerate dysfunction anymore because your spirit knows what healthy feels like now. And so since now I know what healthy feels like, when I'm around a lot of toxicity, like I got to get out the way. I cannot handle even being in the environment. And one day I guess I'll be more peaceful with my reaction to it. But as of now, I'm like, ooh, get on. I swear.
The more you heal, the meaner you get. Not mean in a cruel way, but mean in a clear way. Because healing teaches you something most people never learn. What's actually your problem and what isn't. Before you heal, everything feels like your responsibility. Everyone's emotions, expectations, and drama. But healing draws a line. You start realizing that not every reaction deserves your explanation. Not every conflict needs your energy, and not every opinion requires your defense. And to people who benefited from your over-explaining, over-giving, or over-tolerating, that piece can look like an attitude. But it's not mean, it's mature. It's the quiet confidence of knowing what belongs to you and what doesn't.
Being on your self-love journey completely transforms your life in ways that you don't expect. Once you become the love that you're looking for, you stop tolerating anything less. Because when you're kind to yourself, you're not going to entertain people who aren't kind to you. When you validate yourself, you're not going to care what other people think. And you're not going to chase validation from someone who's inconsistent. When you're emotionally healthy and grounded, someone else's chaos is not going to be appealing. And that's where things shift. Your thoughts are going to go from, are they going to choose me? Why aren't they choosing me? And you're going to start asking, do I want this? The goal of your self-love journey isn't about attracting someone else. It's about developing so much self-worth and such strong standards that anything misaligned is going to feel really obvious and very unattractive. You don't beg anymore, you're not trying to convince anyone of anything, and you're definitely not shrinking so that someone else can accept you. Because when you truly love yourself, you'd honestly rather be alone than be with someone who's not aligned with who you are.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but trauma makes you tolerate people who treat you poorly. But healing, listen to this carefully, this is the difference. Healing makes you realize you should be afraid of losing yourself by trying to please everyone else. You see, when you're in a toxic relationship, when your relationship is unhealthy and you're traumatized, you constantly worry about losing that person, which is normal because you're traumatized. But once you're healed completely, your only focus, your number one priority should be you, should be focusing on you, and you should never ever lose yourself ever again for anyone after you're healed.
Normally when a man would start acting a little bit different from the way that I met him initially, he starts switching things up, I would usually sit and just say, okay, well, let me see what's going to happen. He might revert back to the way that he was before, and I'm going to give him grace and I'm going to give him chances, because, you know, in the first 2-3 weeks, people are in their best behavior and they do the most, they go above and beyond. So I'm like, you know, just kind of give him some time to kind of readjust back to the way that he was. But at this point in my life, that I just, that doesn't happen for me anymore. The moment that I see you acting out of alignment, I'm thinking, okay, is this the beginning of the end? Is this going to be a new trend for you? And it's not that I want to be flighty or just bounce. I will give you grace. I'll give you a chance to recover. I'll give you a chance to apologize and make it right or whatnot. But my meter for that foolishness is on high. The slightest, I'm wondering, okay, is this going to be your new normal? Because if it is, the door is where you will find me.
Be serious. See, healing doesn't turn you mean, it turns you done. Done explaining why basic respect matters. Done shrinking so other people can feel tall. Done saying it's okay when it's actually very much not okay. Before, you were like, maybe they didn't mean it, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I should give it another chance. Now, oh, you acting funny?
Things I can say that your therapist can't. When you start healing, you start meeting versions of yourself that you didn't even know existed. The soft one, the angry one, the ambitious one, the one that doesn't tolerate what you used to. And here's the tension. Some of them are opposite. You can be compassionate and still have boundaries. You can love deeply and still walk away. You can be gentle and completely unmovable. That duality feels uncomfortable because you built an identity to survive. I'm the nice one. I'm the strong one. I'm the easygoing one. Healing introduces you to parts of you that contradict that story. And contradiction feels unsafe. That's why people stop healing. Not because they can't grow. Because integrating all of who you are feels like you're losing part of who you were. You're not becoming someone else. You're becoming whole.
The more you level up, the harder it's going to be for you to tolerate people stuck in their drama. And it's not you being judgmental, it's your nervous system rejecting that poison. Let me break it down. When you heal, it literally rewires the neural pathways in your brain. So instead of craving drama, chaos, a victim mentality, or anything you used to, you start being attracted to growth and peace and calm. And all of the negative things feel like nails on a chalkboard to you, because the frequency and wavelength that unhealed people are on literally clashes with yours. You on this next level of Wi-Fi and they still on dial-up. And I used to be that person because all I would talk about is my trauma and what I went through as a child, and trauma bond and trauma dump with people and blaming the world and accepting that victim's mentality. But now, unless it's a client that is actively paying me to help them, I don't sit around and listen to people gossip all day. Even from family, I'm just like, man, I don't belong here anymore. And it's not being elitist. It's not that you're better than anyone. It's just that you're in your evolution. You're moved on to a new space. But that can cause people to say that you've changed up or cause you to feel guilty about it. Here's what I would do if I was in that situation to not feel that guilt. Number one, I would set energy boundaries. I have people that I really love in my life, but when they start getting into that complaining and victim's mentality and not trying to find solutions, I'll tell them, hey, if you coming to me, come with me knowing that I'm going to give you the real truth and give you solutions. If not, I'm not on the venting stuff today. The second thing you can do is check the vibes. Ask yourself, is this interaction draining me or helping me to expand or helping me to grow? If it's not, exit. And the one other trick that I learned from one of my mentors was called bless and release. It's like a compassionate detachment where you wish them well from afar. You are not their savior. Do not shrink yourself to fit into someone else's small world. Your peace isn't negotiable and your growth isn't selfish. Outgrowing people that live in spaces you no longer want to be in is not a loss. That's leveling up. If you need a roadmap on how to rewire your brain and so that you can be in that space and level up, tap the link in my profile and download my guide, Hardwired. It will teach you everything you need.
Interesting. Anyway, growth looks real rude to people who are benefiting from your confusion. And let's be honest, your tolerance level didn't drop for no reason. You just finally realized your peace is expensive, like luxury item expensive. We're talking no returns, no refunds, handle with care expensive. And people...
You ever notice when you start healing, People swear you being mean. Nah, you ain't being mean. You just not available for the nonsense no more. See, the old you used to over-explain, over-give, overstay, over-tolerate. You wasn't nice. You was just scared to disappoint people. And see, healing would have you saying no without the paragraph. It'll have you cutting people off the first time you see a red flag instead of collecting evidence. It'll have you protecting your peace like it's inside them files. And people who benefited from the unhealed you, they gonna say you've changed. Yeah, you did. See, the healed version of you don't argue to be understood. Don't beg to be chosen. Don't shrink to be liked. You're not mean. You just no longer negotiating your boundaries. And to someone who was used to crossing them, that can feel a bit personal. But healing ain't about being softer for everybody else's sake. Sometimes it's about being solid for yourself. So if they say you got colder, tell them you didn't get cold. You just became more clear.
Really thought they could come in with clearance behavior and access VIP treatment? Absolutely not. And don't even get me started on the energy shift. You used to force conversations, force connections, force understanding. Now, if it feels off, you're gone. No speech, no dramatic exit, no closure TED talk. You just disappear like a bad Wi-Fi signal.
And I've come to the realization that the more you heal, the meaner you become to these men, okay? The less you allow. Like, disrespect is out the fucking window, bitch. As soon as he does one little thing wrong, you're like, yeah, goodbye. I'm fucking good, okay? Because now, you're gonna protect your peace at all motherfucking cost, bitch, because that shit is expensive. Y no se lo puedes estar dando a ningún pinche pendejo. Like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, you got me all kinds of fucked up, bitch. If you think that you gonna play with my heart, with my emotions, with my feelings, and you sure as fuck ain't gonna play with my coochie, little boy, you got me fucked up, bitch. Like, hails to the motherfucking no, okay? Listen, I know that you spotted my aura from a mile away, but bitch, now I know better, okay? Now I know a red flag when I fucking see one, okay? You ain't about to come over here and try to love bomb me. Bitch, I am that motherfucking bitch, okay? And get that shit straight. Don't get shit twisted, okay? You ain't gonna run game on me, baby, okay? I know what the fuck you trying to do, and it ain't gonna happen. Like, the fuck? Do you think that a woman that has her shit together, that's grown as fuck, has time for a little ass boy to be texting her whenever the fuck he feels like it? You think you're gonna respond to me every fucking 5 hours cuando se te pega la reputa gana? No, bitch, you ain't gonna have me on your roster. You got me fucked up.
So riddle me this. I feel like the more healed I get and the more I get to know myself, the further away I get from wanting a relationship. And this has kind of been hard for me because I feel like I'm going in like the total opposite direction. But, you know, because we think that, oh, once you're healed, you'll finally be able to love correctly and like love somebody correctly. And there finally became a time where I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm ready to date again. Except I have absolutely no interest in that. Like, all my friends are like, you should just go on more dates. You should date more. And I'm like, that actually sounds horrible. That is quite literally the last thing I want to do with my time. I can't be the only one that feels like this. Like, I don't know like how to explain it. I'm just very uninterested. But it's not because I'm not healed. It's almost because I'm so healed to a point where I'm just kind of like, I just know that's not what I want. Do you guys get what I'm saying? And also, I would like to make it known that, like, I'm such a lover girl. So it also kind of makes me sad because I want to love. Like, I would love to love. But I don't think I'm really supposed to.
Because healed you understands something unhealed you didn't. Peace is not a reward, it's the standard. And yeah, some people are confused. They're like, you changed. Correct, that was the goal. What did you want me to do? Go to therapy, journal, cry, grow, just to come back and tolerate the same nonsense? Be serious. And let's talk about dating for a second, because this part this part really throws people. You finally heal and suddenly nobody is appealing.
Listen, the more you heal, the meaner you will become. When you truly sit back and realize the amount of work that you've put into yourself to become a certain version of you, the more you've worked to uncover all the things about yourself and leave behind the trauma, the pain, all of that, you will not let a soul play with you. Your boundaries will become firmer. Your tolerance for BS will be out the window, because to think that somebody would come in and try to play with you after all the work that you've done, it will give you an attitude every single time. So yeah, you got to know that when you put that kind of work into yourself, you're going to become meaner. And a lot of people won't understand it. A lot of people won't be able to make sense of it. They'll think you just being a bitch, but at the end of the day, it just comes with the territory.
They keep saying the healed version of people are meaner. The healed version of me is not meaner. The healed version of me realized that I was a people pleaser to people who did not care about pleasing me. I was putting their feelings above mine when they would never do the same for me. Now the healed version no longer cares about people's feelings once they have shown me they don't care about mine. So now the healed version of me can say no with a straight face without feeling bad, because the healed version of me knows that that person would not care about feeling bad if they told me no. That's all.
You ever hear so much to the point where you realize you don't like half the people that you used to tolerate? Yeah, like, man, I was fucked up. I ain't know no better. I know better now. And I don't like none of y'all ass. My mind was just clouded, nigga. I was jaded, nigga. I just felt like I really seen the good in y'all. I really fucked with you so much, nigga, that I ain't give a fuck about your flaws. We all got them. I used to ignore shit I shouldn't have. But nah, nigga, I know better now, nigga. Get your ass on.
Not because you're bitter, not because you're broken, but because now you can see. See the inconsistency, see the love bombing, see the bare minimum dressed up as effort. And instead of asking, why don't they choose me, you start asking, do I even like this? Whew, that question right there, dangerous. And the truth is, when you become the love you were looking for, you stop tolerating anything that feels like a downgrade. You stop auditioning for roles in people's lives. You stop begging for clarity. You stop negotiating your worth like it's on sale. So yeah, you might seem colder, you might seem distant, you might even